Do you know how long it's been since we've got new Wilds reveals? Do you? No, seriously, do you? Wrong! It's been 2,102,454 seconds. But no more. If you did actually get it right, I'm incredibly impressed and apologize for my wrong. Hello, my fellow hunters. Oh, God, it feels good to once again be talking Wilds, Monster Hunter, and everything there within. So without further ado then, let's get into this with... Join us on October 23rd for a Monster Hunter Wilds showcase stream presented by Monster Hunter Wilds producer, hammer expert, and all-around legend, ryozo. Oh yes, this is very exciting. It was already very exciting just with what we've already heard. But then you have Monster Hunter community manager, Mr. Joe, being like, the team's cooked up a good one that you won't want to miss. Really just to hammer it home. And also, just gonna scroll down there just a little bit. I am excited for the weapon votes. In any case, though, this is really hype. I mean, of course, everything to do with new Wilds reveals is really hype, but this one seems especially hype. There's something in the air. Oh, hey there, it's me from the future, although by the time you're seeing this, I guess from the past. The point is, as if to prove just how crazy the Wilds reveal train is, in the time between making this and you seeing it, which is like days, we've had something new that I really want to talk about. First and foremost, Rathian confirmed. I know! Oh yeah! Oh, exciting! Woohoo! Okay, no, of course, it wouldn't feel like Monster Hunter if we didn't have Rathian and Rathalos, but I'm getting ahead of myself. How do I know this? Well, literally yesterday, we had a Wilds panel at New York Comic Con where we found out a few little extra bits. Nothing crazy, but Rathian being shown and thus confirmed is definitely up there because, hey, we get to add it to our monster tally. We also got to find out that pop-up camps are customizable, which is really, really nice. They were shown Uth Duna armor and weapons, and apparently they are just phenomenally pretty. We have what we saw in kind of the gameplay demo, but hard confirmation that wudwuds have a day and night cycle, and they're very detailed in the activities they participate in if you watch them. We saw some actual Yian Kut Ku gameplay, and indeed it is a huntable monster, so I imagine the wudwud tamed ones are a separate like flock, and yes, they are indeed a pack-style monster now, like doshaguma, where you will peel off the one you want to actually hunt from the group, so that's really, really fun. It was an extended cut of the extended cut trailer. Congalala is going to get congas fighting alongside him, that's kind of obvious, but it seems to be more in a very deliberate way, as opposed to just congas tend to exist around a congalala, Rathian being confirmed, and then perhaps the biggest one, a little teaser monster noise before pointing out to the next reveals on the 23rd. And that teaser monster noise, they've done plenty of little roars before to hint at what's coming. This one was a elephant sound. So yes, unless it's going to be something new elephant themed, which is entirely possible, gammoth might finally be on the menu, and that is exciting. Astalos, Mizutsune, and Glavenus all got to appear in the 5th gen, so it's only fair that gammoth finally gets to come into the modern age of Monster Hunter. So all of that is, you know, phenomenally exciting, and wow. I will now return to you to the rest of the video where I'm going to speculate about what might actually get shown on the 23rd, with the only caveat being that we now know 16-player lobbies are 100% a thing that is happening, so bear that in mind. In any case, on with the show. And chiefly, it being that we're getting closer and closer, of course, the relentless march of time relentlessly marches, though not fast enough till February if you ask me, but we are indeed closer, which means it's time for bigger and bigger reveals. And given the scale of what we've already seen, known and played, what could it be? Well, I think evidently we are going to get a new trailer, but not just that, and that's also the thing. right? It's not just, hey, there's going to be a new trailer at one of the many events that Monster Hunter Wilds is still appearing at, like Paris Game Week and so on and so forth, but it's an actual showcase stream. They're not going to showcase what already exists, what already knows. They're not going to be like, hey, let's just play the existing demo that's been everywhere again, because that's kind of pointless and wouldn't get a unique announcement to really make sure it gets checked out. And then, of course, Ryozo himself is presenting it in its official Monster Hunter presentation. So I'm going to assume we're going to kick off with a brand new trailer, making our jaws hit the floor, and then we might actually get into some proper details on it, maybe even new gameplay with Ryozo, which is bloody brilliant. So for that to be the case, of course, on a baseline level, we're likely going to see more monster reveals, and I don't know why, but I kind of get the inclination that we might lean more towards returning, as that's been fairly thin on the ground, as much as, don't get me wrong, new monsters are always just that little bit more exciting unless it's Brachydios, but this does seem like a time to be like, don't worry, your old favourites are going to be in this, and that's quite the possibility. But I think, of course, the big question that everyone wants to know is, demo when? Usually, Monster Hunter demos tend to be about a month before the game comes out. So if this stream happens end of October, gives an actual date for the demo, maybe December-ish, so it's a little bit of a longer one, or maybe even a limited time one. Hell, there might even be multiple limited time demos. Wilds is doing everything different, so just assuming it's going to pan out like Monster Hunters of old kind of doesn't hold up as much these days. But it does feel like we need a significant announcement to go with this significant event that we're really being drawn to. And given that the three big boy announcements were release date, flagship, and demo, two of them have been knocked out, there's only kind of one left, unless it's something new entirely. So, on the realms of things we kind of know need to happen, the question is when. Demo looks rosy, and I have a feeling we'll get it earlier or differently than usual. I also think it'll be different from the demo version people have played at various events. But past that, what if we've reached the point where it's time to launch something, well, really earth-shattering, something unique, some proper mechanical changing, like a 15th weapon. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think there is going to be a 15th weapon, despite Ryozo talking about it and confirming they do have lots of ideas for what a 15th weapon could be, but that kind of like boom, you know, like, oh my, like a real fundamental change to the series or some kind of mechanical focus in Wilds. That feels like it could really work and then need a showcase stream to delve into it deeper. And I think that's where I'm kind of going with this. Some sort of mechanical level reveal that actually you can't just get across in a trailer, you need to talk about and show to really convey how cool and new and how it works. Some gameplay system along those lines. And I do also think it might finally be time to at least hint at an Elder Dragon, or at least how they might actually function or work, especially with all the talk about it. The Monster Hunter team are very, ears to the ground with this stuff. They'll know the discourse on elders, no elders, how many elders, so that might be a fun thing to actually kind of show us. And more than anything for me, I just want to see a little bit more nitty-gritty, even down to things like how armor skills are going to work, because they have said that armor skills might be tied to the weapon that you have, as in like you swap weapon and your entire set of skills change, but that also might just be a translation issue, so how that actually is going to function is of great interest, as obviously that's a huge fabric level part of the Wilds experience. Bottom line though, no matter what's new, what's revealed, what's shown, it's going to be phenomenal. Every single trailer, every single event, every single gameplay has just been massive W on top of massive W, and this is no doubt going to be the same. But I do think something is brewing. Hell, there was even this going round, this Chatacabra Certificate S, that that implies that once you have this, you can actually make equipment. And there was a bit of a concern that, does this mean that you can't make like normal armor with skills, gem slots, you know, your actual armor, non-layered stuff, until you have a certificate that you get from finishing a hunt? Maybe as a way to stop you like harvesting materials off part breaks, off a monster that's too high level for you, or you're not supposed to be fighting yet, to skip equipment. But I just can't see that actually being done, right? Like, if you can kill it, you can kind of make it, assuming you can get the parts to do so, and I don't think that necessarily needs to change. But this is certainly curious to already see, because if it was like an event ticket or a layered armor system, it would be weird that it's already been shown, already popped up in gameplay. So maybe there is actually going to be, along with skill system changes, some actual reworking of how armor is made and crafted. But ultimately, I do think the most likely thing is it's just simply layered armor, and you get monster tickets to make their layered armor, and that makes sense to have that immediately happen, because there's so many amazing new armor sets that we're going to want to actually play around with, especially being able to use every armor on every hunter, which is still a really, really awesome change. Point is, though, there's a lot going on, and a lot I can't wait to see, and a lot of events to happen. But also, the events are kind of finishing, right? Like, once we get past Paris Game Week and a bit more Wildsy, it sort of dies down a little bit until the Game Awards in December. Which is another reason why it kind of might make sense to have this big, like, full-stop reveal stream that maybe it does lead into a demo. Honestly, if the whole, like, world turned on its head, it was like, yep, demo in November. Like, could you imagine? Keep us tied it over until the Game Awards, and then it just keeps going? Like a tiered demo that unlocks more and more. I'm getting ahead of myself. Look, nobody knows, of course. What we do know, though, is this is an especially big reveal planned for Wilds. Not just a new trailer, but an entire showcase with a presentation by Ryozo, so it's reasonable to think it's going to be big. So what is your guess? What are you hoping to see? Do you think there's going to be something like literally completely new? Not just here's another new monster, here's another new map, something groundbreaking that we've just not seen before, a la 15th Weapon-esque, but I don't think it's going to be that kind of thing. For now, though, watch this space. We will be bringing you all of it as it happens and everything in between. Like you've enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.